Hello everyone. So my name is Dr. Samiratou Dipama, an assistant professor from Thomas Sankara University in Burkina Faso, and I'm going to answer two questions related to the EU's evolving role in this era in this turbulent era. So the first question is formulated as follows. How do you think the EU is redefining its role as a global actor within the framework of the principles of multilateralism and sustainability in this period of increasing global and geopolitical crisis? What are the challenges and opportunities that arise in this context? It's important to say that the EU is actually redefining its role as a global actor by reinforcing its commitment to multilateralism and sustainability amid escalating global and geopolitical crises. This redefinition is guided by its strategic priorities such as the European Green Deal, the promotion of human rights, and fostering a rules-based international order. Initiatives like the EU Global Gateway emphasize sustainable infrastructure investment that align with global development goals, presenting an alternative to unilateral or predatory models of engagement. In terms of challenges, we can mention the disagreements among EU member states on foreign policy priorities and resource allocation, which disagreements actually weaken the EU's coherence as a global actor. Added to this is the rising geopolitical tension, particularly with China and the United States, which is likely to be exacerbated with the recent election or re-election of Trump. And Russia. These rising geopolitical tensions test the EU's ability to uphold multilateralism while defending its interests. Achieving ambitious sustainable goals amid economic pressures, energy crisis, and post-pandemic recovery demand significant investment and coordination. Still, there are opportunities. The EU can actually solidify its position as a leader in sustainable development by exporting green technologies and fostering global partnerships around environmental goals. Renewed relations and partnerships with like-minded actors in the global south offer avenues to reinforce multilateral frameworks. By linking also trade agreements to sustainability and human rights standards, the EU can extend its regulatory and normative power globally. So this is what I can say about the first question. Then let's move on to the second question, which is framed as follows. How do you think the EU prioritizes development partnership aid policy in its cooperation programs with developing countries? What are the effects of these policies on EU-Africa relations, the EU's development partnership policy in general, and the development of Africa in particular? Here, I will start by mentioning that the EU emphasizes development partnership and aid policy as essential components of its external action, guided by principles such as sustainable development, poverty eradication, and promotion of democracy and human rights. The EU strategies prioritize the alignment with the SDGs, so the Sustainable Development Goals. Also, a differentiated strategy by taking into consideration the local context of the partner country, tailoring also its cooperation to the specific needs and capacities of partner country. Development cooperation as regarding Africa is a cornerstone of EU-Africa relations, formalized through frameworks like the Cotonou Agreement and its successor, the Post-Cotonou Partnership Agreement. Through aid and partnerships, the EU consolidates its role as a normative power, promoting values like multilateralism, democracy, and sustainable development globally. EU aid policies increasingly compete with those of other global actors such as China and Turkey, which are known for not conditioning their cooperation, that aid policies with African countries. We can also add the EU's blended finance approach, combining grants with private investment, which reflect its shift toward fostering self-reliance in partner countries. The EU funding has improved infrastructure, healthcare, and education across Africa, contributing to poverty reduction and resilience against climate change. Investment in governance and institutional reform strengthen Africa's capacity to address development challenges independently. Despite progress, concerns persist over a dependency as EU funding mechanism sometimes supplements rather than complements domestic resource mobilization. Yet, enhancing collaboration based on shared goals and reducing asymmetries will be crucial for sustainable and transformative EU-Africa relations. That's what I can say about the second questions. I thank you all for listening. Thank you for your attention. Bye-bye.